Isla, 18, found solace in the ocean's embrace. Its vastness mirrored her own untamed spirit, its rhythm a soothing balm to her soul. The salty air, the crashing waves, the endless horizon, these were her companions, her confidants. Here she felt free, her worries dissolving like sandcastles against the tide. Every evening, as the sun began its descent, Isla would make her way to the shore. It was her ritual, her way of shedding the day's burdens and embracing the tranquility of twilight. She would walk barefoot on the sand, the cool grains moulding beneath her feet. The gentle roar of the waves, a constant symphony in her ears. The ocean held no judgment, only acceptance. It whispered secrets to her in the rustling of the wind, shared its ancient wisdom in the ebb and flow of the tide. It was her sanctuary, her escape, her constant companion. As twilight painted the sky in hues of orange, purple and gold, Isla felt a familiar sense of peace wash over her. The waves, tipped with silver by the setting sun, crashed against the shore in a rhythmic symphony. The air, still warm from the day's heat, carried the scent of salt and seaweed, a heady combination that always calmed her. She walked along the water's edge, her bare feet sinking into the damp sand. The sound of her own footsteps was lost in the roar of the ocean, a sound both powerful and soothing. Above, the first stars began to appear, diamonds scattered across a velvet canvas. The beach was deserted at this hour, the usual crowd of beachgoers long gone. Isla cherished this solitude, the feeling of being alone but not lonely, surrounded by the immensity of the ocean. It was in these moments she felt most alive, most connected to something larger than herself. A figure silhouetted against the dying light broke the spell of her solitude. He stood at the edge of the cliffs, a solitary figure against the fiery expanse of the sky. Isla paused, a flicker of unease disrupting her tranquility. His presence felt intrusive, a discordant note in the ocean's symphony. He was tall and lean, his shoulders broad beneath a dark coat that billowed slightly in the evening breeze. His hair was dark too, and even from this distance Isla could sense an aura of intensity about him, a quiet power that both intrigued and unnerved her. He seemed out of place, a creature of the shadows in this fading light. Hesitantly, Isla continued her approach, her steps lighter now, almost silent on the damp sand. As she drew closer, she noticed the man turn his head slightly, as if sensing her presence. His face, still partially obscured by the fading light, remained impassive, but his eyes, dark and intense, seemed to bore into her, reading her thoughts, her fears. "You shouldn't be out here so late," the man said, his voice low and resonant, a deep timbre that seemed to vibrate in Isla's chest. "The ocean whispers secrets at night, dangerous secrets." Isla felt a shiver run down her spine despite the warmth of the evening. His words were strange, cryptic. They held a weight that seemed to settle in the pit of her stomach, a sense of foreboding she couldn't quite place. Yet his eyes held hers, a strange intensity that seemed to pull her in, to hold her captive. She wanted to look away, to run back to the safety of the familiar path. But something kept her rooted to the spot. Fear warred with curiosity, a strange sense of connection to this stranger by the sea. The ocean roared between them, a symphony turned ominous, echoing the unspoken tension that crackled in the air.